Greetings all, Vanna here for Taurus's weekend message. The first card that came out for you very adamantly, Taurus, is the Two of Pentacles in reverse. Now, this could speak to imbalance as evident of him trying to circle them together between his hands for infinity. And there is a lot of movement and stuff going on behind him. Yeah, I just wanted to make sure they weren't fighting, because there are usually ships behind the dancer in the Two of Pentacles, but sometimes they're fighting, sometimes they're traveling. So I do feel like things are working in motion for you, but there is an imbalance of ambition and self-care, because you also have the Two of Wands in reverse. Taurus, I am saying this as someone who is in the middle of going through this herself, with doing these, starting her business and website design and all this other stuff. You need to sleep. You need to take care of yourself. And you need to be nice to yourself, because I know you're not very nice to yourself. You are overly critical, you are overanalyzing, you are cruel, and you put way too much pressure on yourself when you are just a human. You are an imperfect perfection, a constant, beautiful work in progress of a masterpiece. And so there are times that you need to rest. There are times that you need to walk away. It doesn't change the skill or the abilities that you have. In fact, it's more important, because you have these abilities, because you have this gift and this talent, that you do take care of yourself so that you can continue to do this for however long you're meant to. You have the Ace of Cups that came out for you. And I really love this because the Four of Cups was in the deck when I was shuffling for this. And it had the same imagery of the dove in the cup. Care for yourself that much, my love. Be that pure with your love. Some of the reasons you may be working yourself so hard is because you feel like you haven't received aid, or you're not going to be fulfilled, so you're always going to be working and pushing yourself forward, and that's going to be exhausting, honey. You have the Seven of Cups and the Queen of Pentacles. Listen to your intuition when you are faced with these challenges and these choices, because you will be. Absolutely, Taurus. There's nothing that you can do to avoid all of these choices. This is just life. There's nothing we can do to avoid this anxiety of what am I supposed to do. This is when you have to listen and trust yourself, your intuition, to guide you, to be the steerhead of where you're supposed to go. And sometimes it does not make sense. Sometimes you really do feel like you're holding the world, but it's upside down and you're suddenly in the wrong hemisphere. You have to reground yourself. You have to reorient. And sometimes that means we have to walk away and take a rest. But that also helps us achieve this potential, this growth, this security. And I do believe that you will have security in whatever that means for you. For some people, security is having a home that's completely paid off. For some people, security is having a bank account with a really big savings account and a I can't remember the legal term for it, but there's a term when you sign a will that basically the insurance and, oh God, Spirit, what's the word? Inheritance, thank you. The inheritance money that you would have received from the lost loved one cannot be taxed by the government and taken away from you. So there are things like that you're going to be so taken care of, you're going to be so secure. But of course, security will mean something different for everyone. Write your narrative. You have the key to the library. Take control of it and really make itself what you want to do. Don't be a part of this masquerade. You're not a puppet. You're not a toy for someone to play with. You are a beautiful, wonderful, brave warrior. How's that for happily ever after with the Phoenix? Now, I love whenever a Phoenix comes out on anything because it is such an important point to my story that I'm writing. You know, a Phoenix, not only are they reborn again and again and again, they're incredibly strong and they heal. That may be part of our journeys here, Taurus. I know it's certainly part of mine. To heal not just myself, but as many of this beautiful collective as I can. Because I know what it's like to be in that hurting place. And I know what it's like to feel like, well, you just want to escape. You just want to get out of this world. But when we come home to ourselves, when we come back to ourselves and stop running from our fear, from our trauma, from our anxiety, we accept and integrate that shadow into us, and we find so much more of our passion, so much more of our fire and our energy back because we're not fighting ourselves. Because that happens all the time. We're taught by society that we need to suppress, hide, swallow our emotions and put them down into a little box because they're unpleasant to see. But they don't go anywhere. And they will just fester and grow until it or you explode. And they can easily turn into physical ailments like ulcers, tumors, cysts, infection. Disease is literally dis-ease in the body. And what causes dis-ease? Stress, painful, toxic environments, high levels of stress and blood pressure. These are all things that can weaken your heart. Be your own knight, my love. You need no one else to come and save you. It will take work. It will take some time. But when you move forward with self-love and with the affirmation of, I want only my greatest and highest good, you only receive the blessings and you learn all that you need to from the lessons. So take what you need to take from this, Taurus. But take your time. And for the love of God, please rest. Have a beautiful day, my love.